Early years Larry Page and Sergey Brin. In 2003, Google began in January 1996 as a research project by Larry Page and Sergey Brin when they were both PhD students at Stanford University in California. 18, 19, 20. The project initially involved an unofficial third founder, Scott Hassan, the original lead programmer who wrote much of the code for the original Google search engine. But he left before Google was officially founded as a company. 21, 22. Hassan went on to pursue a career in robotics and founded the company Willow Garage in 2006. 23, 24. While conventional search engines ranked results by counting how many times the search terms appeared on the page, they theorized about a better system that analyzed the relationships among websites. 25. They called this algorithm PageRank. It determined a website's relevance by the number of pages and the importance of those pages that linked back to the original site. 26, 27. Page told his ideas to Hassan, who began writing the code to implement Page's ideas. 21. Page and Brin originally nicknamed the new search engine Backrub because the system checked backlinks to estimate the importance of a site. 18, 28, 29. Hassan as well as Alan Sterenberg were cited by Page and Brin as being critical to the development of Google. Rajiv Motwani and Terry Winograd later co-authored with Page and Brin the first paper about the project, describing PageRank and the initial prototype of the Google search engine, published in 1998. Hector Garcia Molina and Jeff Ullman were also cited as contributors to the project. 30. PageRank was influenced by a similar page ranking and site scoring algorithm earlier used for RankDex. On August 19, 2004, Google became a public company via an initial public offering. At that time Larry Page, Sergey Brin, and Eric Schmidt agreed to work together at Google for 20 years. Until the year 2024, 57. The company offered 19,605,052 shares at a price of $85 per share. 58, 59. Shares were sold in an online auction format using a system built by Morgan Stanley and Credit Suisse underwriters for the deal. 60, 61. The sale of $1.67 billion gave Google a market capitalization of more than $23 billion. 62. Eric Schmidt, CEO of Google from 2001 to 2011. On November 13, 2006, Google acquired YouTube for $1.65 billion in Google stock. 63, 64, 65, 66. On March 11, 2008, Google acquired DoubleClick for $3.1 billion. Transferring to Google valuable relationships that DoubleClick had with web publishers and advertising agencies. 67, 68. In May 2011, the number of monthly unique visitors to Google surpassed 1 billion for the first time. 69, 70. By 2011, Google was handling approximately 3 billion searches per day. To handle this workload, Google built 11 data centers around the world with several thousand servers in each. These data centers allowed Google to handle the ever-changing workload more efficiently. 56. In May 2012, Google acquired Motorola Mobility for $12.5 billion. In its largest acquisition to date. 71, 72, 73. This purchase was made in part to help Google gain Motorola's considerable patent portfolio on mobile phones and wireless technologies. To help protect Google in its ongoing patent disputes with other companies. 74. Mainly Apple and Microsoft. 75. And to allow it to continue to freely offer Android. 76, 2012 onward. Advertising Google on AdTech London, 2010. Google generates most of its revenues from advertising. This includes sales of apps, purchases made in-app, digital content products on Google and YouTube, Android, and licensing and service fees, including fees received for Google Cloud offerings. 46% of this profit was from clicks, cost per clicks, amounting to $109,652 million United States dollars in 2017. This includes three principal methods, namely AdMob, AdSense, such as AdSense for content, AdSense for search, etc., and double-click ad exchange. 119. In addition to its own algorithms for understanding search requests, Google uses technology its acquisition of DoubleClick to project user interest and target advertising to the search context and the user history. 120. 121. In 2007, Google launched AdSense for mobile, taking advantage of the emerging mobile advertising market. 122. Google Analytics allows website owners to track where and how people use their website. For example, by examining click rates for all the links on a page. 123. Google advertisements can be placed on third-party websites in a two-part program. Google Ads allows advertisers to display their advertisements in the Google Content Network, through a cost-per-click scheme. 124. The sister service, Google AdSense, allows website owners to display these advertisements on their website and earn money every time ads are clicked. 125. One of the criticisms of this program is the possibility of click fraud, which occurs when a person or automated script clicks on advertisements without being interested in the product, causing the advertiser to pay money to Google unduly. Industry reports in 2006 claimed that approximately 14 to 20% of clicks were fraudulent or invalid. 126. Google Search Console, rebranded from Google Webmaster Tools in May 2015, allows webmasters to check the sitemap, crawl rate, and for security issues of their websites, as well as optimize their website's visibility. Consumer services. In 2004, Google formed the not-for-profit philanthropic Google.org, with a startup fund of $1 billion. 288. The mission of the organization is to create awareness about climate change, global public health, and global poverty. One of its first projects was to develop a viable plug-in hybrid electric vehicle that can attain 100 miles per gallon. Google hired Larry Brilliant as the program's executive director in 2004, 289, and Megan Smith has since replaced him as director. 290, in 2008. Google announced its Project 10,100, which accepted ideas for how to help the community and then allowed Google users to vote on their favorites. 291, after 2 years of silence, during which many wondered what had happened to the program. 292, Google revealed the winners of the project, giving a total of $10 million to various ideas ranging from non-profit organizations that promote education to a website that intends to make all legal documents public and online. 293. In March 2007, in partnership with the Mathematical Sciences Research Institute, MSRI, Google hosted the first Julia Robinson Mathematics Festival at its headquarters in Mountain View. 294, in 2011. Google donated €1 million to International Mathematical Olympiad to support the next 5 annual International Mathematical Olympiads, 2011 to 2015, 295, 296, in July 2012. Google launched a "Legalize Love" campaign in support of gay rights. Google has been involved in a number of lawsuits, including the high-tech employee antitrust litigation, which resulted in Google being one of 4 companies to pay a $415 million settlement to employees. 317. On June 27, 2017, the company received a record fine of €2.42 billion from the European Union for promoting its own shopping comparison service at the top of search results. 318. Commenting on the penalty, New Scientist magazine said, "The hefty sum, the largest ever doled out by the EU's competition regulators, will sting in the short term, but Google can handle it." Alphabet, Google's parent company, made a profit of $2.5 billion, €2.2 billion, in the first 6 weeks of 2017 alone. The real impact of the ruling is that Google must stop using its dominance as a search engine to give itself the edge in another market. Online price comparisons. Google, Alphabet, disputed the ruling. 319. The hearing at the General Court of Luxembourg was scheduled for 2020. The court is going to deliver the ultimate judgment by the end of the year. 320. On July 18, 2018, 321, the European Commission fined Google €4.34 billion for breaching EU antitrust rules. The abuse of dominant position has been referred to Google's constraint applied to Android device manufacturers and network operators to ensure that traffic on Android devices goes to the Google search engine. On October 9, 2018, Google confirmed, 322, that it had appealed the fine to the General Court of the European Union. 323. On October 8, 2018. A class action lawsuit was filed against Google and Alphabet due to non-public Google account data being exposed as a result of a bug that allowed app developers to gain access to the private information of users. The litigation was settled in July 2020 for $7.5 million with a payout to claimants of at least $5 each, with a maximum of $12 each. 324, 325, 326. On January 21, 2019. French data regulator CNIL imposed a record €50 million fine on Google for breaching the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation. The judgment claimed Google had failed to sufficiently inform users of its methods for collecting data to personalize advertising. Google issued a statement saying it was deeply committed to transparency and was studying the decision before determining its response. 327. On March 20, 2019. The European Commission imposed a €1.49 billion, $1.69 billion, fine on Google for preventing rivals from being able to compete and innovate fairly in the online advertising market. 328. European Union Competition Commissioner Margrethe Vestager said Google had violated EU antitrust rules by imposing anti-competitive contractual restrictions on third-party websites that required him to exclude search results from Google's rivals. Kent Walker, Google's Senior Vice President of Global Affairs, said the company had already made a wide range of changes to our products to address the Commission's concerns, and that we'll be making further updates to give more visibility to rivals in Europe. 329.